My name's Bowyer, I'm 61 years old and I was diagnosed to be needing a full hip replacement on my left hand side back in October 2020. When I had my consultation with Mr. Owen and he said that I would need a full hip replacement on my left hand side, I was quite shocked. I was very nervous about having a full operation like that, even though I'd had the minor operation on my knee before. Mr. Owen put my mind at rest and said that the full hip replacement would improve the quality of my life and I would soon be able to do everything I want to do. On the day of my surgery on the 10th of October, I arrived at 7:30 in the morning because I was booked in for a morning operation. I was met at reception by the nurses who looked after me, showed me to my room, which was very, very comfortable. And they settled me in and said that the anaesthetist and Mr. Owen would be in to see me before my operation. The anaesthetist came in first. He was very good and soon put my mind at rest. What the options were, he explained fully what the procedure was going to be and how safe I would be in his hands. This put my mind at rest. It gave me the option of having a full general anaesthetic or a local anaesthetic, which he said would have a better recovery. This is what I went for, local anaesthetic, where basically I was numb from the waist or the chest downwards. And he said I would be conscious throughout the operation, even though he would give me something to be fully relaxed. Once I'd had the operation and I'd recovered in the room for a couple of hours, was brought something to eat and drink, which was very nice. I felt very comfortable in the room. Then the physiotherapist came to see me and briefly went through what he expected me to do before I'd be able to be discharged. One of those was being able to walk up and down stairs on crutches. But the first step, he said, on the day, and this was only 6 hours after the operation, was to be able to walk with a walking frame up and down the corridor, which for me, because being an ex-sportsman, I wanted to recover and I'm sort of a bit impatient sometimes. For me to be able to do that so soon after the operation, I thought was really good. I felt very comfortable with the physiotherapist when I was doing this, and it was a bit of achievement for me so soon after the operation. Once I was discharged from hospital after 2 comfortable nights in the Foscote, the physiotherapist gave me a list of do's and don'ts, exercises to do, and just to be patient and follow those exercises. And he said the best exercise for me was walking. So with the crutches, I was walking. I started by going to the end of my road and back, which is about 100 metres. And that felt a real achievement for me. Only sort of 2 days after having a full hip replacement, to be able to walk up and down with the crutches. And I progressed each day. I religiously went out twice a day. Even if it was raining, I would go out because I just wanted to do what the physiotherapist said. And he said that if you carry on with the exercises, you will get a much quicker and stronger recovery from the hip replacement. And each week that I would go to see the physiotherapist, for the first month it was every week, he would give me some more exercises to do, and he would say to increase the walking and this is what I done. And gradually, as the weeks went by, I found that I could then walk with one crutch, and I was increasing the distance daily, and that made me feel really good. And the progress in the first 6 to 8 weeks, I would say, was very, very good. After the 8 weeks, being because I was an ex-sportsman, or I still play me golf, but too old for football now, but I was getting a little bit impatient because I felt that I'd plateaued out and that I wasn't making the progress. And this where the physiotherapist, because my meetings had gone to 2 weekly then, was very, very good. And he put my mind at rest that I was progressing very, very well, and just to be patient and carry on doing the exercises and the walking. And he said, you will gradually get there. Since Mr. Owen discharged me, which was only 3 or 4 weeks after the operation, he was very happy with the way I was going. I obviously kept seeing the physiotherapist. It went from 1 week to 2 weeks, then to 4 weeks. And the last time I see him was 16 weeks after I'd had my hip operation. And he was very happy with the way I'd progressed. Once I'd gone back to work, because I work in engineering, I started to do my job, and it took my mind off concentrating on my hip. And for me, that showed that the hip is going really well. I can do my laces up now, I can put my socks on okay. And the hip replacement has been a complete success for me. I was very concerned and anxious when I had to have the hip operation. How would I recover? Would I be able to do the things I do? And now I can walk for miles and miles, no problem. I can play me golf and I can do my job. So I would definitely recommend the Foscote for any surgery to do with hips, knees, and they've been first class for me.